What's up, guys? It's me. It's the ALE Double X Prince, and welcome to Double X Mania, where I will give you a series of WrestleMania themed videos throughout the month, throughout the weeks. And yes, it's February, but who cares? Let's get this early. Woo! I am so damn excited that we have gotten to Double X Mania. Thank you guys for coming and support. And I'm going to start with a rebooking of a WrestleMania of my chosen. And as you could tell, it has been WrestleMania 18. The most overdone, overseen WrestleMania of all time. And by that I mean everybody I've known on YouTube has tried to rebook this WrestleMania, and a lot of people, actually everybody that I've seen rebook WrestleMania 18 has come up with a much better WrestleMania 18 than what we actually got. Now, before I get to that, let me just say that I enjoyed WrestleMania 18 to an extent. Really, it's only a two-match show if you actually think about it. Ric Flair and The Undertaker and Hogan Rock, which for some reason was never the main event, and people didn't even want that match. People wanted Stone Cold Steve Austin versus Hulk Hogan. That match made a shit ton of sense, but it didn't happen. It was fucking weird. And personally, I would have booked this a lot differently than what we actually got. First of all, I would keep certain things. The Royal Rumble, technically keep it the same, because for the most part, it was a really solid ass show. I would definitely have Chris Jericho be this guy that just like steals like a bunch of shit. And the only thing I would change was Stone Cold Steve Austin. I mean, not Stone Cold. I would change Rock and Jericho from the Royal Rumble and change it to Jericho Austin on that match. And then I would have Chris Jericho cheat to win, and then the lights go out and have NWO Triumph's on coming out. So then at No Way Out, we actually see the NWO come out, and then Stone Cold calls them out to set up a match for them at WrestleMania 18. And the Royal Rumble will pretty much be the same thing. I would actually have Triple H winning, but the difference is I would actually have the last two be Kurt Angle and Triple H. I believe that was what actually happened. Kurt Angle and Triple H were the last two. And then I would set up a match with them at WrestleMania. Not WrestleMania, at No Way Out. But the twist here would be that if Kurt Angle wins the match, he would be entering the Undisputed World Championship match with him. Like, if Kurt Angle won, it would be him, Triple H, and the champion, which, by the way, I would have Chris Jericho versus The Rock. I think that would be a much better match for No Way Out. And then I would have Chris Jericho also cheat to win. And then from there, I actually have more shit going on, but I think I'll just show you what the WrestleMania card would look like for me. And I know that certain people weren't champions at the time, but I would find a way to make him champions, like maybe in the undercard, switch some shit here around, just so it makes sense. And for starters, like Christian, I would have him enter WrestleMania as the European champion, and he'll defend that championship against the Rated R Superstar Edge. Now, granted, he wasn't the Rated R Superstar yet on this show yet, but I think Edge was like, this is like his year. Like, Edge and Christian definitely deserve a match. I mean, think about it. WrestleMania 17, they were a tag team. They won the tag team gold, but this time they're going against each other just for all the stuff that they've done against each other. And I know they had a ladder match on No Mercy 2001, but I mean, this is culminate a final match. And if you want to give it a stipulation, go right ahead. I actually just thought about giving it a stipulation. I was originally just going to do a regular one-on-one, but if you want a stipulation, you can have it. And I would actually have Christian go over, because I believe the European Championship didn't really matter around this time. Plus, Edge was going to go to SmackDown and then be the star that he is now. So, Christian winning, not that bad of a choice. So there's that. Next up, I would have Trish Stratus versus Lita for the Women's Championship. Why the hell was this never at WrestleMania? These girls could put on a great match. Uh, Not to the extent of what we got now with Charlotte, Becky Lynch, Bayley, Sasha Banks, Alexa Bliss. Those diva women, I should say. My apologies. But I think Trish Stratus and Lita should have definitely had a match at WrestleMania. Actually, due to research, I actually found out that Trish and Lita had a match the night after WrestleMania this year. And why didn't we just have that at WrestleMania? It makes sense. It's the two biggest women names, so why not have a match? And they would definitely kill it on the show. And personally, I would actually have Lita win the match just because of the run that she would eventually have on Raw when she was around. So and I think Lita would definitely be a perfect uh, diva or women. I gotta stop saying diva, but like a perfect person to be, and she would be a perfect heel because I believe that the Hardys split up after this, like Team Extreme splits up after this. So Lita could definitely hold the women's championship and be like a big deal around the division. Um, and then you guys might laugh at me, but I would actually have Maven versus Goldust in a 24/7 mode hardcore championship. Basically, what happened at WrestleMania, and the reason why I actually enjoyed this part of WrestleMania is because throughout the show, we needed those little breaks just so we could calm down and like settle for the main events. Granted, it didn't work out because they put the wrong main event at the wrong spot. So yeah, I would just have this go on throughout the show just so, because it was actually pretty funny and entertaining for the most part with Maven, Goldust, Raven, Mr. Hurricane and shit. Speaking of Mr. Hurricane, I actually booked him in an actual match. And you guys might think this is being a hypocrite or whatever the hell you want to call me, but it works for the purpose of this match. I will have William Regal, the Intercontinental Champion, defend this in a ladder match, because let me just say that I would have Vince and Ric Flair both become co-managers of Raw and SmackDown, but eventually they had to split up. And I think the perfect way, like, to show that Ric Flair could book WrestleMania if he wants to, Vince would put some matches, Ric Flair would put some matches, and I would have the story of Ric Flair not liking William Regal because Regal was a heel and Flair was a face, so this would be perfect. The Intercontinental Champion William Regal that puts it on in a 6-man ladder match against Booker T, RVD, Diamond Dallas Page, Kane, Rikishi, and the Hurricane. And now that I thought about it, these are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 people. And I think it will be a really fun, enjoyable ass match. And it will actually be a pretty damn good match. Now, who would I have win? Rob Van Dam. Rob Van Dam's my homeboy. Well, not a homeboy, but like a guy that I respect a lot. So definitely I would give him the win. Because I from this, I believe DDP left after this. Kane, he was already a monster. He could have done shit. Mr. Hurricane Helms, he could have done other stuff. What's up with that? Booker T, I could have given it to him. But I think Rob Van Dam would be the absolute best choice for this decision. Now, WrestleMania 18, I think this is the time where Undertaker started counting his streak. And I think it's a great way to start having him counting the streak. I think at WrestleMania 10, I believe he was 10-0 around this time. So I'll have the story of The Rock saying, you know what? I've noticed that The Undertaker has never lost at WrestleMania. So why don't I count the one guy to beat Undertaker at WrestleMania? And this could be the start of when the streak gets counted, because I believe it was Jimmy Snuka, Jake Snake, Giant Gonzalez, King Kong Bundy. Trying to memorize these by my head. King Kong Bundy. WrestleMania 12, Diesel. WrestleMania 13, it was Psycho Sid. Kane. WrestleMania 15, it was Big Boss Man. WrestleMania 16, he was in a match. WrestleMania 17, he was fighting Triple H. And WrestleMania 18, this is when he started counting. I remember when he beat Ric Flair, he was like this. So I think this could be the perfect way to start this whole counting the streak thing. And why not have The Rock, one of the most cocky guys in the roster? I want to fight Undertaker. I've noticed that he's undefeated. I'm going to be the first guy to do it. And it's going to be amazing. Have you smell? All that stuff. And it will be good promo. I'll actually have it no DQ just because of the fun of it. Undertaker and The Rock. How has this match never happened at WrestleMania? It just kills me to know that it's never happened. And I think The Rock would be the perfect guy to start counting the streak. Plus the Undertaker. Obviously, I would have Undertaker go over. And then this would be the beginning of people counting the streak. It's a perfect way. And it will be a damn good match. Maybe even the match of the night. Who knows? And then this would be the weirdest match I've ever done. But hear me out. I would have Kurt Angle versus Mr. Perfect. Vince McMahon, because he loved that. Kurt Angle's the reason why WWF stayed in business. So why not have Kurt Angle be on Mr. McMahon's side and then Mr. Perfect be on Ric Flair's side? Because even though they've feuded in the past, they know each other so well because of the years. And the reason why I would have this match is basically the winner of this match gets the first draft pick, and the loser of this match gets fired. Because I believe after this, Mr. Perfect, did he pass away in 2002? Either way, I think this would be like the perfect way to retire Mr. Perfect, Kurt Hennig. A really respectable legend. Again, rest in peace. And I think around this time, Mr. Perfect was in good shape. Plus, he was in the Royal Rumble. Why not have the match? And why not have him at WrestleMania? It just kind of kills me that happened. So, by default, I guess you guys already predict who I chose to win the match. And yes, I said Kurt Angle would win because, one, that would definitely elevate Kurt Angle. And Mr. Perfect, he will go down as a Hall of Famer. Future endeavor, that would be a great way. And plus, it gives Kurt Angle and Vince McMahon a huge heel heat. Now, you guys are probably wondering, if Vince gets the first draft pick, wouldn't he choose Kurt Angle? Let's do this. Kurt Angle, because he won the thing for Mr. McMahon, he's automatically in SmackDown, so he doesn't really have to be the first draft pick. He's automatically on SmackDown. Or he could move to Raw if he really doesn't want to do bullshit with Vince. But obviously he would go to SmackDown because that's the way to form SmackDown 6. And it will be a perfect way, to make Kurt Angle feel special when SmackDown comes around. Because I think this will be the perfect way to start the draft pick. Kicking it off at WrestleMania with a really good match. I think Mr. Perfect and Kurt Angle could have a really good match at WrestleMania. Why didn't it happen? I've always wanted to see that match, so I guess selfish reasons, but that would be a great way to kick off the story. Next match, I would have the Royal Rumble winner Triple H versus Chris Jericho. Now, I know what you guys are thinking. The first match was awful. Was it really that awful? Not really. It was really awful because it wasn't in the main event. It was in the main event, and it didn't deserve to be in the main event, and that would have gone to Hogan Rock. Even Triple H and Jericho have admitted they had a pretty solid match, but it was screwed up that they gave the win to the wrong guys. So if this time they got the chance to put it on, I had the chance now to put him on the side. Plus, if you guys don't believe that this match could still be that good, I will have it be in a Hell in a Cell match. They've had a Hell in a Cell match before on Judgment Day, so imagine having because around this time, this would go down as a second Hell in a Cell match to happen at WrestleMania, so that would be the perfect way to settle that dispute, the second ever Hell in a Cell match in history, Triple H, Chris Jericho. This time, also, Chris Jericho was teaming up with Stephanie McMahon, so this would be the perfect way to give her out. Plus, I would definitely have Triple H go over and make Triple H, the man. And how cool would it be to actually have Triple H have both belts on top of the cell? That would be actually pretty damn cool. I know, granted, now it would probably suck because, there's a lot of Triple H hate going on currently. Around this time, Triple H was really hated, but, that would be a really cool moment to see. Um, and it would just be really good. I think I would definitely watch that match. If not for Rock and Undertaker, that would have been the match of the night if it happened the way it happened. That's how I would book WrestleMania 18. Oh wait! I'm not done. I got 2 more matches to talk about. Yes, I actually booked a tag team battle royal for the WWF Tag Team Championships. Why the fuck would I do that? Well, with the NWO around, it's time to keep the outsiders on a roll. I think around this time Kevin Nash and Scott Hall were kind of injured, but this would be a great way to like put him, over. Plus, they're WCW guys, people who left the business, and they're probably the most hated guys out there. So it will basically be outsiders versus everybody. They take out a couple guys, but eventually these guys get eliminated. And now you're probably wondering who will be the last 2 in this match. I would have the last 2 be the Hardy Boys and the Dudley Boys. That is just goes on for a while. They fight for a while, and Stacy Keibler, I believe that was who they were with, cost the Dudleys the match, but on accident, because this actually I'm just kind of taking stuff from Raw, and then I would have the Hardys win the WWF Tag Team Championships. And then the Dudleys get mad at Stacy Keibler. And then if you guys watch the Raw after this WrestleMania, they put Stacy Keibler through a table. I would have the moment here at WrestleMania because it's a big WrestleMania moment. I would love to see that. So I would have that happen. And then we get on to the main event. Stone Cold Steve Austin versus Hulk Hogan. Now, I mentioned that at No Way Out, I would have Stone Cold confront the NWO and then say, you know what, Hulk Hogan, you've had all your WrestleMania moments, you've had all your WrestleMania matches, but you know what, if you want to headline one more match, one more WrestleMania, then have it against me, the guy who made WCW lose the ratings and this and that, the basic WCW, WWF, the 2 top guys that made those companies great, have it off at Wrestle freaking Mania. It's just perfect. That's the best way to book this match, and it doesn't need a title. It just needs to happen. And what better way to do it than this way? It's a smart idea, and it will be a pretty kick-ass WrestleMania in my eye. It's definitely better than the one I booked a couple years ago. And just to prove my point, back in the day I booked a shitty-ass WrestleMania. I'm being dead honest. I booked certain stuff here similar, but not all of it. But like I booked something stupid like I actually had Rock, Hogan, Stone Cold in a triple threat match, but that would fucking suck. I had Undertaker versus William Regal because I really was a big William Regal fan at the time. It was just a stupid ass WrestleMania looking, really weird looking WrestleMania. And I think this is my way of redeeming myself and a great way for me to kick off Double X Mania. I hope you guys enjoyed my rebooking of WrestleMania 18. I have the card down of what matches I booked for the whole WrestleMania show. Next WrestleMania I'm gonna review is a WrestleMania that I think was really good, just because of the spectacle and everything that happened. But people tend to forget that this show actually isn't that great. That's just a tease of my next retro review, which will be on Tuesday. Yes, on Tuesday. And just letting you guys know that's gonna happen. And I hope you guys will enjoy that video that will come out on Tuesday. This is Sunday, but this video is being set on a Monday. And the card's down below. I think I'll just wrap it there. It's me, the ALE Double X Prince. Welcome to Double X Mania. And until then, people, I'm out.